What's up, guys? Mr. Blacks and Team Blacksmith, folks, on my channel. As you can see from the title description, I got the verses that have been putting off for quite some time. This one's gonna hurt, but I got that Atlas Erebus going up against that Phoenix Trinity Honcho by Kovert. Woo! Are you ready? Stay tuned. Alright guys, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the range footage. So let's get right into this. The Atlas Erebus going up against that Phoenix Trinity Honcho by Kovert. I tell you, both these guns are simply amazing. Being the safety check, all clear. Working in a safe and controlled environment. Safety check, all clear. Working in a safe and controlled environment. There's no ammunition or magazines in the workspace. Alright, so talking about the Erebus and the Phoenix Trinity Honcho by Kovert. Two amazing double stack 1911s, 2011s that's out on the market today. And I tell you, the Atlas Erebus has been my favorite, best gun in my collection outside of my race guns, outside of my Infinities. Atlas Erebus has been that gun in my collection for quite some time. Going up against other comp guns, going up to Battle of the Comps, other verses, you name it, the the Atlas Erebus has been that gun in my collection. But when I got down to GunCon and had an opportunity to shoot the Honcho by Kovert, that completely shook me up. I'm like, how can this gun compete on a Atlas Erebus level? Now, the Phoenix Trinity H-Tac and also the original Honcho both have the same recoiling impulse. But in my opinion, the H-Tac wasn't on the Erebus level because of the ergonomics, design, the grip, and everything else. That was just the H-Tac that I had. And the original Honcho, in my opinion, was a full-blown race gun. Comparing that to the Erebus, in my opinion, was apples and oranges. It's really not too many guns that compare to a full-blown race gun, other than other race guns. But when you get into these similar designs and models, and we're going to do a quick tabletop review and go over different specs, and quietly not so different, but these are some amazing double stack 1911, 2011 open race guns. And if you want to compete in the USPSA, these are the guns you may want to grab onto. But there is one downside to these amazing race guns. When it comes to competitions, they only shoot minor, 9mm minor. They don't shoot major rounds. They're not made for major loads. So you would technically have to use these in like 2-gun competitions or 3-gun competitions, but still effective in the USPSA if you want to compete with them. But going up against a race gun or an open gun that shoots 9 major, you fall back in some points there. But again, if you're looking for a great range tool or even just that competition gun, these are the ones you may want to consider to look at if you want to start competing. And I tell you, you can't go wrong with either one. Both amazing, as you can see from the range footage, but it's something special about the Honcho by Kovert. You just have to shoot it to feel it. But let's do a quick tabletop review. Just show you the slight differences between them both. That will just give you a better look or a better understanding why I believe the Honcho by Kovert edges out my favorite. Used to be my best comp gun in my collection, but now the Phoenix Trinity Honcho has dethroned. Man, I'm messed up right now. Dethroned my Erebus. Uh, it's a happy and sad day, mixed feelings. So let's get to that tabletop review. Take a look at it, and I'll come back with my final thoughts. Be right back. All right, guys, tabletop review of my Atlas Erebus and my Phoenix Trinity Honcho by Kovert. But before we get started, safety check, all clear, all clear. No magazines or ammunition in the workspace. Clear. All clear. No ammunition or magazines in the workspace. All right, so safety checks out of the way. All right, so the Erebus and the Honcho by Kovert, both amazing guns in their own right. Now, we're just going to go through the specs real quick. Both flare magwells, both aluminum, aggressive grips, ambidextrous thumb safety, deleted grip safety, 2-pound trigger pull, 2.5-pound trigger pull, barrel to comp, both coming in at 5 inches. And as you can see, the Erebus has a single comp, and of course, the Honcho has the dual comp. Does make a difference. Now, the unique thing I like about the optic plate for the Honcho that has that RMR HD is the integrated slide racker, which I think is very unique. Very nice idea. I actually love that. But again, as you can see, the action on both are very good. I mean, it gets no better than this. These are both well-built guns. And funny enough, I weighed both of these, and these are both coming in at 2 pounds, 15 ounces, the way they're set up right now. Of course, I got the Surefire X300 and the Streamlight TR LR9. As you can see, these are both amazing comp guns, probably two of the best out there on the market. I mean, the aluminum grip, the action, slide your frame fit. And it goes without saying, Atlas, reputation precedes itself. Phoenix Trinity, they had some issues. But I said, once they hooked up with Kovert, they really upped their game and put out a very nice version 2 of the Honcho. And I must say, the trigger pull, very little travel, beautiful reset. And we all know how Atlas goes with their triggers. Very little take up. Crisp reset. Very nice, very nice. So, what makes the Honcho by Kovert, in my opinion, the softest shooting 2011? So, let's open these up and take a quick look on the slight differences. Now, as we can already see, that the dual comp versus the single comp. But let's open them up and take a quick look on the inside. And like I said, this is just my opinion, what I believe makes a difference between the two that makes the Honcho not a better gun than the Atlas, but a overall better performing gun than the Atlas. All right, so we see you got that toolless guide rod. I'm going to take out the barrel real quick. And let's do the same for the Honcho. And let's slide 10 there. So I don't want to mix those up. And of course, we got to do this upside down because of the linkless barrel and the block that's in there. Never want to lose that. And as you can see, not a full-length guide rod, or technically it's not a toolless guide rod, but you don't need a tool to take it out. So of course a reverse plug, and let's take out the barrel here. All right, I'll set that right there. First, let's look at the barrels. So the barrel for the Atlas Erebus is not a one-piece barrel there, as you can see. I'm getting close enough. No, it's not. It's screwed in there, but it's not coming out. Not loose whatsoever. So it's not a one piece as the Honcho by Kovert. That is one piece there. Very well machined, very clean. So you got to love that. But as you can see, the barrels are slightly different. You got more contact surface on the Atlas Erebus and less contact surface on the Honcho. As you can see, the barrel does not, or the slide does not touch the top of the barrel for the Honcho. But again, does it make a difference? In my opinion, it does. Less surface contact, in my opinion, smoother action. But let's take a look at the rails. Now you can see the Honcho by Kovert has an extended rail, much longer than the Erebus. More contact point, that makes the recoil, in my opinion, much smoother, more controllable, especially with follow-up shots. Not taking anything away from the Erebus. Like I said, just the slight differences that I believe that makes the Honcho by Kovert, just that much better than the Erebus. And trust me, I've been an Erebus fan for ever since I got it. It's been #1 in my collection for quite some time. But when it came out, the Honcho by Kovert, I knew it was going to be trouble. Especially the design, similar to the Erebus. But let's get into the linkless barrel. Now, again, linkless barrel, like I said, you do got to keep this lubricated. There is no question about it. Is it a point of failure? Yes. But always keep this lubricated, and you will never have an issue with the linkless barrel, with the block. But again, one less thing to worry about when it comes to lockup. This linkless barrel does make a difference. Now, I don't know the signs and everything behind that, the mechanics, but all these things that's coming together for the Honcho is making a difference where it just shoots so much softer than the Erebus. But overall, take nothing away from the Erebus. Still probably one of the best competition guns out there. And I got well over 6,000 rounds through the Erebus. But one thing that falls short on both of these, they do not shoot 9 major. So these are both open guns. If you think about competition shooting and USPSA, you're shooting non-minor and not 9 major. So in my opinion, that's where they both kind of fall short. But these are pretty much like 2-gun, 3-gun competition guns. But like I said, these are both some amazing guns. But those are just the slight differences, in my opinion, that makes the Honcho by Kovert, or just Honcho or the Phoenix Trinity guns in general, shoot that much softer and have like the most ridiculous recoil impulse out there on the market today. All right, so let's put these back together. And reverse plug in there. Just drop guide rod. That's it. Need no tool for it. Just plops right in there. Sight block right in there. And you got to put it in upside down here, so that block does not fall out. And of course, line everything back up. Drop the pin back in. And there we go. As you can see, the action on both, it gets no better than that. Both are coming in with 7-pound recoil springs, which I do love with these guns. Very light spring, Like I said, you can shoot 115 grain, 124 grain. And if you want 147, I don't recommend anything above 136 grain. 147, don't believe it will run the way you want it to run. But like I said, these are some of the best performing guns out there on the market today. Now, can you go wrong with either one? In my opinion, no. Both of them are great, extremely accurate. But when it comes to overall ease of shooting, I have to give the edge to the Honcho by Kovert. This is just one sweet gun. And as my man 2A in LA, Jeff from the Weapons Collective, and also my man Major Havoc, Gun Reviews, they love the Honcho. And like I said, I'm right along with them. So I had to put the two together. Show you the slight differences, but I tell you, both amazing guns. All right, so that's my quick tabletop review. Final thoughts and opinion up next. Stay tuned. All right, guys, tabletop review is done, and my final thoughts on this versus the Atlas Erebus and Phoenix Trinity Honcho by Kovert. I tell you, the Honcho is now my best gun in my collection. And again, always the disclaimer, outside of my Infinities, outside of my full-blown race guns. When you think about the Atlas Erebus, and just safety check again, all clear, working in a safe controlled environment. When you think about the Erebus and how it performs, slide to frame fit, the machining and everything that Atlas brings to the table, yes, this is still one of the top guns out there as far as comp guns, competition guns. Hands down, Atlas is undeniable. But now Phoenix has stepped up their game, collaborating with Kovert, comes out with the compact version of the Honcho, based on the original Honcho, and slide to frame fit, trigger pull, the grip, the ergonomics, everything just comes together, in my opinion, that makes this Honcho by Kovert a better performing, better handling gun than the Erebus. Now, when you talk about price point, 6.5, and now Atlas is pushing this close to 8. Yeah, the Honcho like Kovert is looking a little bit more attractive price wise. But I love them both. But right now, that Honcho by Kovert is something special. So drop some comments. Let me know what you think. If you have one, the other, or both, let me know what you think. Because I know my man 2A in LA, my man Jeff from the Weapons Collective. You got both of them. So I seen your reviews, and like I said, we both go in the same direction. That Phoenix Trinity Honcho by Kovert, as good as the Atlas Erebus is, that Honcho is just something special. So that's it for me tonight. Like I said, drop some comments. Let me know what you think. That Honcho version 2 going up against that Atlas Erebus. Mixed feelings, but all right, guys, that's all I got. So this is Mr. Blacks and Team Blacksmith. As always, like, share, subscribe, join the team. I'm out.